So, set the stage for us. How did it all begin?
Well, I guess it depends on where you start.
The way I heard the story, it all began in a doctor's office.
Dr. Kadar had a young asthma patient.
Dr. Kadar? Well, he's a doctor. Allergist and immunologist specifically.
And, of course, the founder of BrainPOP.
But to get the full story, you have to go a little further back.
Avraham Kadar was born in Rishon LeZion, Israel, in 1950. As a child, he had polio, a virus that can permanently paralyze some muscles. This was before there was a vaccine. A series of treatments kept him hospitalized for months at a time.
So he read a lot and observed the world, like the ants crawling along his windowsill. That sparked his passion for science, which would become his life's work.
He studied math, physics, and ultimately medicine. Diagnosing patients was like detective work, gathering clues in search of an answer. Medical research was like that too. That love of scientific investigation brought Dr. K to the National Institutes of Health in the 1980s.
He worked on a crucial study in the early years of the AIDS epidemic. Close to 300 brave people volunteered for experimental treatments. They knew they were dying and hoped their sacrifice would save the lives of others.
The memory of the generous hearts and brilliant minds lost to the epidemic stayed with Dr. K. I think it drove him to look for a way to work with young people, to help them grow into their talent and share it with the world.
Inspiration struck about 10 years later, when he was working with a young asthma patient.
This kid couldn't breathe and didn't know what was happening. She was really scared. Dr. K knew if his patient could understand what was happening, it would be a little less scary.
The way I heard it, he had an idea, a sudden understanding that he would later call a brain pop.
I definitely heard he got the idea from explaining stuff to his kids.
I'm pretty sure it was a collaborative process.
The idea? Short videos that made complicated stuff simple and clear. Talking to kids without talking down to them.
And cartoons. With jokes.
Dr. K knew the science, and an artist named Mike Watanabe joined the team to create the cartoons.
They didn't have the budget for a professional voice actor. So Mike did Tim's voice. But Mike could only do one voice, and he wasn't funny.
Hey, that's not... Wait, what?
But you know what they say. Necessity is the mother of Moby.
No one says that.
Bleep bloop, bloop bloop, bleep bloop.
Back in the early days of the internet, it took forever for movies to load. To give kids something to do while they waited, the team wrote a short quiz.
And there you have it, the BrainPOP basics on the World Wide Web.
Yeah, we've come a long way since those early internet days. Tim got some much-needed help, as you can see. And so did the original team.
BrainPOP now reaches millions of students around the world each year.
We realized that it's not enough to just explain stuff. So we built tools for kids to express their own ideas.
We've started tackling all kinds of mysteries. Not just what happens during an asthma attack, but what's happening in the world outside the classroom, in our homes and families, even in our own hearts and minds.
And we've never forgotten that scared little kid in the doctor's office. Or the one stuck at home, fascinated by the ants on his windowsill. Thanks. I finally nailed the right intention for that line, and you just step all over my... Is that my lunch?